Welcome back to another video. We got some crazy clips, as always, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel. Let's get right into it.
Listen to this.
These, and people still get them because when they lock this internet up, ain't nobody streaming nothing. Streaming was created for real-time editing. The reason we're all into streaming, the reason why they took the hard drive out of the Apple TV, the reason why they don't want you with content is because they want to be able to alter content. See, if you're streaming, it's on their server, not yours. You don't own it. You don't even have it. That's why they sell a computer now, the fastest computer out right now, and the hard drive is tiny. Why you only give me 128 gigabytes? And if you want more, you got to pay thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Why are they doing that? Because they want it in the cloud. Because two things happens if it's in the cloud. One,
They haven't.
and the other thing is they learn it. Metatron don't know. He's not omniscient. He's not like God or whatever. This demon spirit has to learn.
They
It's
need our voices, our images, our...
Dude, it's us. We're all cyborgs. There's a digital version of all of us in the hands of the enemy. He's created it from our uploads. He's showing all your birthdays. He's showing everything you do. He's learning. How else would the devil be omnipresent?
Oh my,
He wants to be like God. The internet makes him omnipresent.
that's crazy.
Oh yep, they even doing that with video games too. All your photos and videos, they want everything to be on the cloud for some reason. The question is, what's the agenda behind it and why do they want the control? I wonder if there's a correlation between this and how people have been noticing more Mandela effects everywhere lately.
The CEO of Pepsi was recorded saying that he would never let any of his family members touch any of their products. Zuckerberg puts tape over his camera and his microphone when he's using Facebook. Steve Jobs banned his own kids from using the iPad. And the CEO of McDonald's says he doesn't eat his own company's food. That should tell you a lot.
Well, that's not surprising at all. The CEOs know the kind of trash that's going into their products. Wasn't there some executive at Campbell's Soup Company last year that was also saying he wouldn't eat that shit because of how processed it is? It boggles my mind that people still consume that trash when there's way better options out there for around the same price. I'm not sure if it's stupidity or just laziness.
I said McDevils, everybody was like, ha ha ha. I said Taco Hell, ha ha ha. White Casket instead of White Castle, ha ha ha. So I went and looked up Popeye's chicken sandwich. Come to find out, they have over 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. 32 of them were man-made chemicals. And I said, well, let's see what Chick-fil-A has. Well, black people got an emotional attachment to this Chick-fil-A spot. So when I said Chick-fil-A, over 50 chemicals in the chicken sandwich, over 40 of them were man-made chemicals. I said, so hell, this is a dope sandwich. So they really are flipping birds over there. Inside of beef, there were 21 drugs pumped into cows that were harmful to the human body. This was in the 60s. Because these drugs are in the meat, then you become addicted to it. I even was told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. When they were trying to get you to buy the cereal that they was producing, we find ourselves suffering from illness and sickness unnecessarily. The oldest man in the scripture is named Methuselah, 969. How'd you live to be almost 1,000? He ate one meal, fasted 3 days, and then ate another meal. You eat like that, your body will never have enough toxins to even make you sick. I end up becoming a vegetarian that I feel now at the age of 48 better than I felt at the age of 15. They don't want you to know that they're drugging you, wanting the food not for nutritional value, but because you become addicted. Any foreign substance automatically activates the immune system, which means our bodies, when we eat this kind of food, they are fighting an unnecessary battle. So when the real battles of disease show up, the systems are too worn out by fighting these small battles every day from bad eating that they can't handle the virus when it shows up.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how many people still eat that garbage. I mean, I get it. Once in a while, it's totally fine. But for some people, it's almost a daily thing. I guess when your body is used to that kind of food, you can't feel a difference. But I cook my own food almost every day. So when I do eat fast food, it feels like a damn brick in my stomach afterwards. I haven't ate any of that shit in years, though. But Popeyes, that shit is good.
Did you know the Bible actually exposes where Satan's city is? Watch this.
The city where Satan dwells in. In Revelation chapter 2, verse 13, the Bible says, I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city, where Satan lives. Well, if you look up the martyr of Saint Antipas, you'll see that it was under the reign of Emperor Nero, in a city that is now known as Geneva. And if you're wondering what's in Geneva, you'll find the company CERN, whose main mission is to create the God particle, attempting to split the veil between the supernatural and natural realm, possibly opening a supernatural portal to the underworld. So is it a coincidence that...
Let me know what you think in the comments and follow or subscribe for more.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of sketchy shit about CERN. They had some mock human sacrifice that they performed on their property. Have you guys seen the video? Let me see if I can find it.
What the fuck? What the? Shit.
But yeah, you know, CERN claimed it wasn't them. Plus, they got that Shiva statue there, and their logo kind of has a hidden 666 in it. So you come to your own conclusions. Again, all it takes is for one idiot to make one mistake. It's just not worth it. And as always, it was probably neglected maintenance or owners trying to save money on repairs. I hope nobody got seriously hurt and they sued the shit out of that park.
After more than officially 50 years now, investigators just identified a brand new subject in the D.B. Cooper case, and they found him by analyzing microscopic metal particles in his tie. Okay, so if you're somebody that doesn't know, or you want a little bit of a refresh, D.B. Cooper is the guy that hijacked a plane back in 1971. This guy was able to get $200,000 in ransom money and a parachute, and then he jumped out somewhere over Washington State, and he was never seen again. This is literally the most known, but also the only unsolved skyjacking in American history. The FBI officially closed the case entirely back in 2016, but an investigator named Eric Ollis never gave up. He was actually able to get scientists to go analyze Cooper's tie, the one that he left on the plane, and they found microscopic metal particles that could only have come from one place. And that one place, which would have been the only one available at this time, would have come from a factory in Pittsburgh that worked with rare titanium alloys. So Ollis went and he dug into who worked there, and he landed on a guy named Vince Peterson, which is a metallurgist that was about 6'1". And the reason why that's such a big deal is because that matches witness descriptions exactly. Peterson's daughter actually gave investigators a sealed envelope from her father that he sent in 1961. His DNA was still on the stamp, and they could potentially match it to DNA on the tie. Whether you think that they finally just got him or not, this case might actually get solved after 50 years.
That's gonna be crazy if they catch his ass. That reminds me, though, of how they caught the Golden State Killer, because his third or fourth cousin used some DNA testing company like 23andMe or Ancestry. Detectives had his full DNA profile already, but they didn't know who it belonged to. So they were able to match it to his cousin, and then track his ass down about 32 years later. It's pretty crazy. But that's exactly why I wouldn't trust those Ancestry companies, because you don't know what they do with your DNA once they get it.
This was the moment when a hang gliding instructor realized he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. In November of 2018 in Switzerland, American tourist Chris Gursky had just taken off on a tandem hang gliding flight when he and the instructor immediately noticed that Gursky was not attached to the safety harness at all. The instructor immediately attempted an emergency stop, but strong winds instead lifted the glider higher into the air, sending them soaring hundreds of feet above the ground. With no safety line and no way to land immediately, Gursky was left dangling with nothing securing him to the aircraft. He was forced to cling to the metal frame with his hands while also desperately gripping the instructor to avoid falling. For more than 2 minutes, Gursky held on for dear life as his arms visibly shook and his grip weakened, fully aware that giving in to the pain would mean certain death. The entire ordeal was captured on video as the instructor desperately fought the wind and steered toward an emergency landing. When they finally reached the ground, Gursky collapsed in pain and was later diagnosed with a fractured wrist and torn bicep from hanging on so tightly. Authorities ruled the accident a serious safety failure, fining the instructor and suspending his license, while the footage became a chilling reminder of how one small misstep turned a fun recreational flight into a life-threatening nightmare.
And like I said before, one idiot, one mistake is all it takes. Except this time, the idiot did it to himself. And that's an instructor that's responsible for other people's safety, that couldn't even keep himself safe. Imagine that. Damn, what's next? An ass wiping machine? And $500,000? How lazy do you gotta be to spend that much on something like this? That shit is crazy. Cats hate it when you're happy. I'm joking. But come on, who can still say cats are better than dogs, though? Only video I could think of when a cat did something good was that one where it chased away the stray dog when it was attacking a kid. Other than that one, I don't know. Karma is a beautiful thing, ain't it? Wasn't that just so satisfying to watch? Okay, I don't know if that's AI or not, but it makes you wonder how strict the regulations are in other countries for these rides. Because a lot of these theme park accidents I see are usually from other countries.
Hold it right there.
Marty, fuck, yeah. Oh, God. You fell through the roof, Marty? Oh, shit, that made me pissed.
Damn, she took the expressway down, huh?
To the pops, son. To the pops. Watch your fingers. Look at that! Let go. You fucking idiot. Let go. You silly cunt. I had to throw it in there. That was supposed to get up. You kept a hold of it. You fool.
Shit, you could tell how that was gonna end just by looking at his haircut. Holy shit, my dude folded in half backwards. Hey, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Her mom must be so proud of her. Gotta be honest though, that shit was kinda satisfying to see.
Boys, this is why I don't go drunk with Joey.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Oh, fuck! Oh, Joey! Drop. You alright? Oh, good.
Yeah, of course.
Holy fuck!
Bro turned into the Ghost Rider. Doing something like that with a beard on your face, though, his IQ must be the same as my room temperature.
Stanley Mayer, aka the guy who created the water-powered car.
He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect to the fuel cell.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers is determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
So around 1973, there was like a little bit of an issue with the United States and other countries, specifically the Middle East. And we already know the Middle East has a lot of oil. So the U.S. stopped getting provided oil. So there was kind of a bit of an oil crisis. The gas prices were going up. So what he decided to do was, you know what? Since this is happening, let's make this water power car. So it's like a big fuck you, like, oh, we don't even need oil. When he first started creating the invention, it was crazy. He was all over the news.
An age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
The Pentagon?
He ended up getting a lot of investors, a lot of people joining along on the project. But then in 1996, people started questioning his invention. So like all the investors were basically saying, how come there's been no advancements in the project? You basically just created the car. Now what? When is this going to become mainstream, you know, to the point where it's like we start making money off of it? And even like scientists were trying to test the vehicle, but he was trying to say like, nah, nobody could test the vehicle.
Wait,
so
why though?
This is where like the whole conspiracy side comes, you know, because some people say that he was trying to protect his invention from the world, from the big companies. Other people are saying that maybe he was just a big fraud who was trying to get a bunch of money, but it was just because there was no actual like concrete evidence of it working.
Yeah.
Like at all.
But you said there's videos.
There were just videos of the car moving, but we don't actually know if the car was fully powered off of water.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He ended up getting a lot of lawsuits filed against him. He got sued. And then on March 21st, 1998, he ended up going to a little diner with his brother and 2 Belgian investors. Closer to the end of the meal, he ended up ordering cranberry juice. That's when he took a sip of this cranberry juice. He put it down. He went like this, and he's like, they poisoned me. And then he ended up dropping dead.
What the?
That's when the conspiracy started, saying that maybe the reason why he died was because he had actually proven something. He had actually made a water-powered car.
And big companies didn't want that to happen.
So it's like, did he discover it, or was he just bullshitting? Because, bro, low-key, I might be a little bit of a skeptic, but what if the actual thing is that all these big investors were tight that he scammed them, so they put a hit on him?
Yeah, I think the oil companies were just trying to get rid of him before he put him out of business. There's actually quite a few similar cases like that when certain people challenge powerful industries and then get silenced or mysteriously deleted. Frank Olson, Royal Raymond Rife, Wilhelm Reich, and there's a bunch more. So if you guys are interested in similar stories like this, look those people up and see what happened to them.
Oh! 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 Oh!
I actually always wanted to try powered paragliding before, but then I got older and wiser.
There's a place in America where gravity bends, people shrink, and water flows uphill. But the weirdest part is the man who discovered what's really happening there burned all of his research, saying that the world wasn't ready. This area is known as the Oregon Vortex and is one of the strangest physical anomalies in the United States. Just outside Gold Hill, Oregon, there's a wooded area known as the Vortex, and the second you step into it, something feels off. Visitors report a heavy pressure in the air, sudden dizziness, compasses refusing to point north, brooms standing upright on their own, balls and bottles rolling uphill, and people growing and shrinking, depending on where they stand. And the strangest part is that these effects don't just happen inside the tilted building, but they happen outside, on open ground, with no tricks, walls, and no forced perspective. Even animals avoid the place. Horseback riders say their horses stopped dead on the boundary line and refused to take another step. The Oregon Vortex was first studied by a British mining engineer named John Lister. He was a geologist and a mathematician who worked in the area in the early 1900s. And while surveying the land, Lister noticed something strange. His compass drifted, metal tools acted weird, and the ground seemed to pull differently depending on where he stood. And that started a decades-long obsession. From the 1910s through the 1920s, Lister conducted experiments deep in the woods, trying to map what he believed was a spherical field of force. He wasn't a paranormal conspiracy theorist, and he wasn't a showman. He was a scientist. And he believed something was happening in Oregon that broke the known laws of physics. According to handwritten notes and witness accounts, Lister concluded that the vortex wasn't an illusion, but an actual distortion in either gravity, magnetism, or space itself. He claimed that gravity was stronger in some directions but weaker in others, and vertical force lines tilted inside the vortex. He also said that light bent in subtle ways, distorting perception, and the anomaly extended underground, possibly hundreds of feet deep. Another note was that animals reacted to something that humans couldn't sense. He even told coworkers he believed the vortex was a natural space-time distortion, decades before modern physics ever considered that idea. And then he did something unthinkable. Near the end of his life, after collecting decades of data, Lister gathered almost all of his notebooks, measurements, and diagrams, and burned them. According to the caretakers of the property and people who knew him, his final words about the vortex were chilling. Lister said, "The world isn't ready for this. They would misuse it." And when he died, only scraps of his work survived. A few diagrams, a few sketches, and a place that behaves in a way that no one has fully explained. Skeptics say that it's all just optical illusions, a tilted building and bent trees confusing your brain. But if that's true, then why do the effects work on open ground? Why do compasses drift and animals refuse to enter? Why do people feel pressure, dizziness, and weight changes? Even today, surveyors and physicists visit the Oregon Vortex and leave with more questions than answers. Some believe it's a magnetic anomaly, some believe it's a geological hotspot, and others think it's a part of a network of energy nodes, the same type of place linked to Sedona, Skinwalker Ranch, and the Bridgewater Triangle. So what exactly did John Lister discover in the Oregon Vortex? A glitch in gravity, a magnetic distortion, or a natural warp in space-time? Maybe it was something even stranger. Something that he thought humanity wasn't ready to understand.
Alright, so let's go through this claim by claim. It still works outside because the ground is just slightly sloped, and all the visual reference points are tilted, so your brain just kind of gets confused about what level is. Compasses aren't drifting, they're just recentering while people are standing on uneven ground. The pressure, dizziness, the weight change stuff is just your eyes and inner ear not agreeing. Same thing kind of like motion sickness. And animals don't avoid the place because of some vortex. They just react to weird terrain and visual confusion. Same way that horses panic on bridges. Now, I could be wrong, but let me know what you think in the comments. Damn, stealing from your own God? At least that's what I think it is. But that's a whole new level of low. Wow.
Dude, there is a new prediction that is out right now for how AI by the year 2035 is gonna feel like, and it's insane. So the prediction is basically that by the year 2035, AI won't feel like an app that you open or a tool that you use. It will fade into the background of everyday life, quietly working around you. The prediction is that you won't tell AI what to do anymore. AI agents will observe patterns, anticipate needs, and fix problems before you even realize that something was there. The shift that they're talking about is not about AI getting faster or smarter. It will feel supernatural because its role changes from something you control to something that simply just knows. The replies won't feel reactive anymore. They'll feel instant, almost uncomfortable, like the system already understood what you were about to ask it. They're saying that screens will probably start to disappear because AI is going to move into glasses, lenses, earbuds, and environments, turning reality itself into the interface. It'll start to begin to read tone, behavior, and micro expressions, not to spy, but to understand context the way that humans do. The entire prediction is saying that AI will no longer feel like a software, it will feel like a presence layered into our world. And eventually they're saying that AI will stop imitating humans altogether. It'll start creating things that we could not imagine on our own, like new art, new science, new materials, and new intelligence. The unsettling part about this entire thing is that it's not science fiction. This is the natural direction that the technology is already moving right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary predictions about the future of AI from some very smart people. Unfortunately, it's too useful to stop developing it further, so even though everyone knows it's dangerous, nobody will stop until eventually it's too late. AI will be the death of us.
Okay, ladies, I'm gonna need an explanation for this one. Which one of y'all is walking around with replacement eyelids on? Like what is going on here? As a matter of fact, how do you take off the old ones? Okay, this don't make no sense. I heard eyelashes, but eyelids? This is crazy. Is it painful when you take off the old ones and put in the new ones? How does that go, ladies? I'm gonna need an explanation for this. Only $11.99. Plastic surgery costs way more than that, so all you gotta do is come over here. It's crazy.
What the f***? There's no way that's actually a real thing. How the hell does that even work? And why would you even get the ones with eyelids when you could just get the lashes on their own? If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments, because I've never seen this before.
The inventor of the controversial suicide pod is developing a bigger version for couples. Dr. Philip Nitschke's new sarcopod design would let two people die together, though it hasn't been fully built yet or approved for use in Switzerland. The pods are designed to put users to sleep and then suffocate them with nitrogen gas, with both people having to push a button at the same time to activate the pod. The sarcopods remain controversial despite assisted suicide being legal in Switzerland, as while right-to-die activists have welcomed them, critics have compared the devices to personalized gas chambers.
I guess I could kind of see how that can be useful. The only real scenarios I could imagine that sort of thing being useful in is if somebody's terminally ill and doesn't want to go through the suffering, or maybe if some old couple that's been together for like 50 years and one of them's about to pass away, so the other one doesn't want to live without them, so they choose to go together on some real love shit. I don't know, but at least this makes a bit more sense than that $500K shower machine from earlier.
Take these off or not? Just give me a minute. Oh, no. F***ing way.
My boy was out of there. Somebody getting fired. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You could also check out the previous video or the whole playlist. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.